Hi everyone, welcome to the final part of this Excel dashboard tutorial. So right now what we're gonna get into is to start to actually create this and actually make sure this is actually revealing and actually hitting back again every single time we click a particular button. And right here those buttons are not functioning. As you can see, this is actually just like this, and you can see we are moving it all around. So when we click this, nothing happens. Let me take you to the final dashboard. I'm not going to do much of a review. I'm just going to show you what we're about to create if you're here for the first time. So the whole dashboard that had been created in first video we had actually created, and the second video as well. So you can take care of that by watching the videos. And this is what we're about to actually create right now straight away. And as well, if I actually click right here, what's going to happen is just going to actually hide it away from the view, and our dashboard get very clean. So now it's very dynamics. Every single time we place a filter right here, the filter is just going to go for this particular visual alone, and we have lots of them right here that we can actually take advantage of to create and actually make our Excel dashboard very dynamics. So without any further ado, let me just take you to the particular part we're going to actually start to create this from the scratch. Okay, here we are. If you look at what is going on right here, I can move this right now. Is just like this. And what we need to do, we just don't want to have it at the top, so we want to have it below this. And before we do that, right now, if you can see, we have this grouped. I just want to take you to this particular aspect. Just go to tell me what, and actually on inside tell me what, make sure you actually type select. Just type in selection pane now and hit enter. What you're gonna have is this, and you can see it's actually the whole thing is being grouped together, and we've named this as project state. So now if I just hide this, now it's gonna go away, we can't see it any longer. But if I keep hiding every single object we have inside it, that is how you're gonna know that this is actually grouped together, and I want to bring them back again. So group everything together, and you're gonna have one thing, or just one particular, sorry, we're gonna click back on it. So right now you have it to be one, just like this, and actually name it. And you can copy the name from here and actually go ahead and create what you want to create. But before then, let's see what the next thing we're gonna do to actually make this work. So I'm just gonna take it step by step so that you understand how to do this. I don't have to rush it. So all you just gotta do is to watch the end and see how it works. Don't tell me it doesn't work if you don't watch to the end. If you do not watch this to the end, it's not gonna work. But if you just calmly watch this, it's going to work 100% for you. So right now I'm going to actually make sure I highlight this, and as well I'm going to hold my control and highlight this, and I'm going to highlight this as well, and highlight the chart as well, and I'm going to group all of them together. So I have them grouped right now. So now that I have them grouped, and you can see this is actually going to be out at the top level, and I want it to be at the top level of this one if it comes down, but I don't want it to be at the top level of this one. I want it to be inside. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to click on this because already I have it grouped. I'm going to right click and actually go to in front. I'm going to say bring to front, and that is beautiful. So right now you can see if I actually take this one up right now, you can see how it goes. So now we're about to create a very dynamic filter right here. So I'm just gonna make sure I situate it right here, and it's just like almost inside and almost and fully outside. Okay, fine. Now we have this, so we just have to remember the name we have right here. If I go back again, remember this name we have. I'm gonna go right sorry, here I'm gonna select this, and I can keep this on for now. I can keep this on. So this is what we have, that is project state. So for the project state, we want to have to create something right now. So watch me do it. So I'm going to go to my developer tab. If you don't have a developer tab right here, click on any of the ribbon and actually go to customize the ribbon. And here we go. It's going to actually pop it out right now. So we have this. So it's going to be on check. Just check it and actually click on OK, and there you have it. I'm going to click back again and go to developer, and from developer you're going to see this particular Visual Basic. So what you need to do is just for you to click on Visual Basic and just click on it. You're going to have this. Okay, right now you can see we have our sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4, and we have the whole workbook. So we have some code that we can actually write and it's going to work on sheets, and we have code that works on workbooks, and we have codes that works on what we call module. So right now we're going to be using module. There are several ways to insert module, but I'm going to insert this very module. And for we to know what particular code we're writing here, what it does, and where it actually reflects, we're going to rename this module to something else. I'm going to click, oh, sorry for that. I'm going to have to click on this, and Okay, we don't need this one we have here. I'm gonna close it. So this is what we needed. So now for the module, we're gonna rename the module to what we're about to create for. I have it pasted here. Okay, sorry for that. I think it's too much. I'm gonna actually have to delete everything from here right now. I can now make sure I minimize. Okay, I'm gonna go minimize this, and I'm gonna copy this away from here because I want to actually run with what I have right here, so that when we're actually trying to, so quickly when we come here we know what this does. So I'm just gonna have this pasted right here right now, which is this, and I'm gonna hit enter, and this is gonna actually change to this module one is gonna change to the name, and I can actually have this closed. I'm gonna be making things very snappy right here by pasting this code. It's very simple. Just copy it and write it the way it should be. And make sure if you're writing it, you don't have something like this. This option or option explicit should not be as part of this, else it's not gonna work. So make sure you delete option explicit away from it, so it's gonna work. So just type the same thing we have right here. In my previous tutorials, I've actually taught you how to actually and what this does and all of that. So this is going to help us in our animation. So you're going to see how the animation works, and you're going to see what it is and the reason why we are writing this. So we've just gotten the first part of this, and let's see what we can do to start writing the code that's going to actually help us to do that. Before we go ahead and start writing our mini codes, let us understand something right here. So we want to take it to the top level, and when we click the back arrow, is going to go back. So when we click this particular this down arrow, is going to bring it down. So for that, I'm going to situate it right here, right now. And what I need to do is just to actually take it in first, right? I'm going to take it in, and I'm going to take it back again and see. Let's see how that works. To do that is very simple. You don't have to think about anything. Just leave it the way it is and just watch me do my thing. And I'm going to go right to this particular VBA aspect right here. And what I'm going to do right now is just to know the sheet we are into is sheet 3. And I'm going to say, for the first time, I'm going to define the territory where the code is going to be sitting in. I'm going to say sub. Always know that the sub is very important for you to actually be written. Oh, sorry for that. Oh, sub. And I'm going to say sub project states. The project state is going to be up. So because I'm going to be moving this up right now, or I can say back. So back. So I'm going to hit enter. And now we can start. We've just defined the territory of our code. So anything we have right here will only work for this particular button, because this button is this particular button we have right here. So it's this back button. We're going to be assigning it to this, and it's going to work very straight up. Okay, right now I'm going to go back. So inside here, okay, right now to start right now code, we have to understand what this particular sheet we are actually using is. So right now is dashboard, and the dashboard is actually on the sheet 3. You can see it right here, sheet 3. I'm gonna say sheet 3. So dot what? Dot shape. And the shape I'm calling right now is the shape we have right here. I'm going to actually click this and go right here. This is the shape right here. And this is the shape when we have the shape combined together and we have it named. So I'm going to go back and actually click and say dot shape. I'm going to open bracket and double quotation. Inside it, I'm going to have to paste or write the project. That is project state. So what we do right now is just to surround this back with the double quotation, and I have it closed. So once we have done this, I'm just going to say dot. Now we have top, but we don't have bottom. But I'm going to show you how to move this from the top down to the bottom, and it's going to be very simple. So we just have to know that we don't have any function existing here that is actually called bottom. Instead, we have just top. So after doing this, I'm just going to actually have to say equal to, and I'm going to copy from here. So you have to understand why we are doing this. So I copy this from here, and we're going to do something right now. So what I will do is just to go to my view, and from view choose on immediate window. So just watch this. I'm going to click on that, and I have my immediate window right here. I can now decide to move my immediate window to the top level, and I have something that is actually really okay. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is just to some kind. So we need to check position of this particular shape we have right here. So let me just go show you the shape. So the position of the shape right now is what we need to calculate, and we don't have to do anything than just for we to do it dynamically, and we can now generate the code. So we don't have to think about how this could be done. So right now, first of all, I'm going to have my question mark in here and paste this code I have copied. I'm going to paste it in right here, and here we go. So if I've done that, I'm just going to hit on the enter key. I talk about it, enter key. Once I have that hit, I'm gonna have this number dynamically generated. So this is the number we're going to be using to actually get our position where we have this particular shape in. And after I might have done this, there is one thing we have to actually do again to make sure we do some other part of it to be very much dynamic. So before we go ahead and do some other things, I'm going to call this particular variable we have right here, timing. I can actually copy it from here to get it exactly. I'm going to paste it right here. And I want to actually time it like the movement should be within 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds. I'm going to have it closed. And this is okay. So beautiful. You can actually move it to get it closed. And I'm going to have to copy this over and over again and paste it. It depends on how you want the animation to go. I'm going to paste this right here. I'm going to paste this as well. And I'm going to have this paste here and have this paste here. Okay, fine. So it depends on how you want the animation to go. So we've just done something and it's replicated over and over again, but we don't have to use this number to generate what we want. So I can actually get this away from here. I can have it left there. So I can go back to my dashboard and now it is time to play around with this. You can actually move this a little bit inside and go back and regenerate another code again dynamically. So just place the cursor right here and hit enter and you have that code generated. So once we've done that, we copy it and actually have the code placed here until we finally move this particular shape inside. I go back again, I have it moved inside. I go back down to my VBA area and actually put my cursor right here and hit enter. And the new code got generated again. We don't have to think about this. Just what we need to do is just to do it and follow the rules of engagement. So now we go back here. We just move it inside. So you can see how this is gonna actually get to work as we start, to use this. I'm gonna hit enter and I'm gonna copy this away from here. I'm gonna copy, I paste it right here until we actually finish pulling that particular shape in back inside. I'm gonna make sure it goes in a little bit and I'm gonna go back to the VBA and I'm gonna place my cursor right here. I hit enter, I go back, I copy this and all that. So make sure you have no repetition of numbers. Now we can see that we still have more. I'm going to copy two of this and copy it, actually bring them down here. Okay, I have it pasted. And this time around, I'm going to go back and actually make in the movement. And make sure the last time I'm going to move this now is going to all go inside because I only have two uh, time to get this done. So now I copy this and I copy. And now I have to paste this right here is pasted, and that is exactly what we want to do. So the next one now is just to make sure this one disappear totally inside. We can't find it again. So that is nice. So we have to go back and actually generate the last code for it. So now we have the last number for this and we copy, we have it pasted right here. Okay, that is exactly what it is. So right now let us test what we've just done and see how it works. Okay, this is working for us. It's actually gonna be working. Like I'm gonna click on it. Can you see that? It's really working for us. Every single time we click on this, it's gonna work. But we don't want to actually get to come here and start clicking on this. Instead, we're gonna use button for this. But before we start using button for this, what we need to do right now is just to start to bring it down back again, like this whatsoever. But we don't want to go that way. I'm gonna go back again and make sure it's back. It's now it's back inside and it's highlighted. We can say it this way. I'm gonna actually make a full screen and copy the whole stuff from here. Copy, Control C will do that for us. I'm just gonna hit enter. Actually, okay. Now paste it down here. I'm gonna change this to down. So down. That's exactly what we need to do. So now the reverse is the case, right? We have to go back to view again and find the new position we've just gotten. So don't forget this. Control G will give you the immediate window. We bring back the immediate window on, clear all this away from here, and I'm still going to use this particular same position that I have right here. And if I do this right now, you can see it's actually going back. I'm going to copy this and put it to the top level, and you can see the magic how it's going to happen right now. Paste it. I'm going to go right here and make sure I just bring it down a little bit. So this is the amount of the okay. Now I go generate a new code. So just like that, I'm gonna keep having this from here. I have this pasted. I'll go back again and do the same thing. I'll make sure I bring it down. So it's coming down. That's the animation for you. So bring it again and actually generate a new code. I'm gonna bring this down again. So I'm gonna have it right here. I'm gonna paste it, and that is all. So make sure you don't put a double code right on it. I'm gonna bring it down until I have it fully back out before I feel like, okay, this is exactly what we want to do. I'm gonna take this again and generate this and copy this from here. So make sure you see the last number. I think the last number is 176.25. I'm gonna have to paste this right here. That is all. So we go back and we bring it back until we have it fully outside. So we still have more to go, right? I'm gonna have to go back and actually generate a new code for it. So we have this. So remember where we are. Want it is okay. I'm gonna have this. So I have twice to get it moved. So I'm just gonna be smart, snappy about this. I'm gonna have to move this. So one more time, we bring it fully outside. So I'm gonna actually have to generate another one again. So I have it generated. I copy. And this time around, I'm gonna have it right here. Finally, we go back and generate the last code. Okay, now we move it finally down and make sure it's just having it smart inside here. It doesn't matter if it shifts to left and right whatsoever, so it's not gonna affect that. So right now we're gonna generate the last code for this. I think this is the last one, and I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna have it copy. Then we go down right here, we have pasted. That is beautiful. So right now we have the up and down arrow, and we can actually just hide it away from here. And now we can actually apply this right here. So make sure I hit my control to actually make sure this is highlighted. I'm going to actually right click on it and actually go to assign macro. And this is what the macro we just got created. So the back and the down. So the down is actually this arrow. I'm gonna actually double click on it, and that is good. So if I actually highlight this as well, make sure it's highlighted alone. I'm gonna go to assign macro, and this is what it is the back. I'm gonna actually double click on it, and here we go. We can test our code and see if I click on it, what's gonna happen. It's just gonna take it back inside. Wow, nicely done. If I click this, it's going to bring it back as full. So for those of you that had been thinking of how this is being done, it's exactly what we had done to got these generators. So right now, the next we're going to be doing right now is this one. You might be thinking, can we apply the same thing right here? Yes, exactly. We can apply the same thing, but a little bit different. I'm just going to click back right now, take this one back in, and actually go ahead and actually make this one to work the same way as had worked. I'm going to make sure I situated this right here because it's just gonna have to consign this as well. So and make sure it's going in when you have to. Okay, I'm gonna Control Z to bring this back. Control Z. So I'm gonna actually have to go and highlight this alone and make sure it's going inside. Okay, fine. It's not at the top of it. So make sure you just have it right here, and it's set right now. So we just have to write a new way of doing this. So before we go ahead and start creating this, we have to know what the name of this particular shape is all about. So we just have to scroll down until we get to where it is highlighted. Okay, I think I get it right here. It's called launch ear filter. So I'm just going to copy the launch ear filter away from here for now. So once I have it copied away from here, I think before I copy it away from here, I have to go do something. I'm going to go back and go to Visual Basic. And from Visual Basic, I have to actually make sure, I think I have it copied already. I have to make sure I inserted that module. So this is then the second way to insert module. Just actually insert it right here. And to rename the module, you just have to click on this and you have the module right here. And you paste the name we have copied. You have the name copied from the part of it. I'm just going to paste it right here and we have a new module. I can actually close it. So we have launched here. I'm going to click on this and actually copy this. That is actually going to help us to animate our data. Our shape and have it pasted right here. And this time around, we can generate something new again. I talk about we to have the territory of this code marked. So we're just going to use the same thing we have just used before, which is the sub. And once I say sub, I'm going to say Control V to have this name pasted right here. I'm just going to say for now, I'm going to say underscore. And the underscore is very important. If I don't put the underscore, it's not going to work. So you just have to put the underscore right there. So you just have to say underscore right. Because right now I want to move it to right. So underscore right, and I'm going to hit enter and actually make sure I have it defined this way. And the same thing I had done previously is what I'm going to do again. I'm going to say sheets, and the sheet is sheet 3, and I'm going to say dot shape. And the shape we're calling right now is this shape we just have here. This is the shape, and the shape is had been defined with the name of launch ER filter. You can just copy the launch ER filter right here as the name. So follow the same way I had actually used to create this. And before you do that, open a particular bracket and put in your double quotation mark and Control V will help you paste this right here and close it. So once you have done this, you're just gonna hit on your uh, full step. And now we don't have right, but we have left, and we can move it to right and left based on how we make the shape to move. I'm just gonna say left, and if I say left, we see left, right here. But if I say right, we don't have right existing. It's not going to give us right for that. We don't have to do that. So both left and right, left will work for right. Depends on how we shift our shape. I'm going to say left for now. I'm going to hit on my tab key and actually committed it to work. So I'm going to copy this away from here for now. I'm just going to copy it and have my equal to right here. So we go back to view, and from view, we're just gonna go for immediate window. And now we just have to delete this away from here and paste the new one. Just got it. Make sure the question mark is there. If the question mark is not, it's not gonna work. So and hit the enter key, and we just generated a new code for this. Just have it here and just paste it right here. And now we don't need to actually reinvent the wheel again. I'm just gonna go and copy this particular timing from here. I'm gonna copy, and from there I'm just gonna go right down beneath this and have the timing pasted here. And all I have to do is just to have this duplicated. Okay, now we have it duplicated, so we just have to move it the way it's actually we had done before, and make sure we take it back inside a little bit until we get satisfied that we have actually moved totally inside. And we generate a new code by hitting enter again. We just copy the code away from here and we paste it right here, and we go back again and do the same thing again, just like usual. Move it inside and actually go back and generate a new code. Make sure every single time you want to generate a new code, you have your cursor right here at the end of the left and actually hit on your enter key. Okay. So make sure you hit on your enter key right here and actually go copy this. And actually, once you have it copied, you just have to need to get it right down here. Okay, behind the scene, I've just gotten everything completed. So right now we can actually play this and see if this is really working. I'm gonna bring it down and actually click on this particular run. So I'm gonna actually run it, and here we go. It starts from the inception and actually move down inside. And the next thing we're gonna do right now is what we had done previously. Is just for we to actually make sure we copy this and actually double it. So it's very simple. So watch this last part of it and see how you can actually go ahead and do your own thing. So I'm just gonna have to paste this right in here. And once I have it pasted, I'm gonna change this one back to left because we're gonna move this left right now. And to move to the left, you know how we can actually get to do this. Is very simple. I'm just going to show you and actually go back behind this and then have it created. And now to move to the from the left, we just have to go back and see the position now is actually right here. So we need to get our first position first. Just go ahead and actually clear away this one from here. We don't need it, so we have it cleared. So we don't need it. So right now we need to take the first position. And the first position is always going to be the very last position we have from here because it's going to start from that point. So now we have to paste this to here and paste it. And we go back and take our second position by actually moving it a little bit out. So once we actually click on that button, this is what's going to happen. Just going to move out a little bit. And we go back and actually go ahead and actually place our cursor right here and hit the what and hit the enter key, and we have it generated, and we start to actually start this over again. So now because we have learned these steps, I'm just gonna actually have to do this behind and I come back to you guys. So all right, good enough, we have just gotten this done. So right now we can go back and assign this particular we assign it here. And once I have this assigned, I'm gonna go to assign macro, and we can now see we have this particular one that says right, because when I move this right, that is the back of it. I'm gonna click on it, and here I'm gonna click on this one as well and have it assigned, and I'm gonna move it left because it's gonna move it back out. So right now, if I click on back, what's gonna happen is just gonna actually move it back inside, and if I click this particular one right here, it's gonna move this back out. Exactly, this is what it is. So the same thing we have actually used to create this is what you're gonna use to have this created as well. And as well, the same thing we have done here on this one is what you're gonna do to actually have this created. But let me just show you a little secret right here. In case you don't want your end user to have this scene, you can actually come right here. As you can see, I have this plain white color right here, which I can actually go and actually make a change to the color we have inside it this way to see it plainly. Can you see it? We have something like this, and it's of the same size with this particular one here. So every single time this comes back to here, we always make it to actually be beneath this one here. I'm just gonna go and say in front of, and we can actually make sure every single time we make a movement of this, it's just gonna hide in here, and nobody can know our secret of how we got this done. And I can always go ahead and lock this down, even though if you come right here you can't find it, you can't move it. That is exactly what it is, but I don't want to do that right on this one. I just want to show you how that works. So beautifully we can now see how we can actually create this. And those of you waiting for this part of the tutorial, you have just gotten this. So if you have not been on my YouTube channel before, this is your first time, you might want to avail yourself the opportunity of learning a lot about Excel dashboard and how to create Excel dashboard from the scratch, I mean from A to Z, by hitting the subscribe button, and as well share this very video and other videos on this particular dashboard uh, on this particular dashboard channel, just to get to others and actually make the channel more awesome. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you are still here up till now, I want to say thank you.